I seen you rock so? Now it's time to play. You move me like the wind blows. As night becomes a day, I know you want to go slow, where I don't know, but rocking is the true road. Hear me when I say, just like hit me like a drum, play cards and I will strum.
You're just like reggae. You hit me like a drum. Reggae. Play chords and I will strum. That single was by Itana called Reggae, and it was on a 2013 album Better Tomorrow. It is a scorching hot day, as you can see here in Calgary today. Woo. Welcome everyone to the Calgary Reggaefest podcast series. This is volume 1. My name is Zain Banad and I will be your host for this upcoming podcast and future podcast series. The aim of this podcast is to spread peace, love, and good vibes by uniting the Calgary community and elsewhere for reggae music and other musical genres. Folks, keep in mind, Calgary Reggaefest is an annual music festival in Calgary, Alberta, uniting community through the spirit of reggae culture. For over a decade, Reggaefest has brought dozens of artists both locally and internationally to Calgary and is proud to be family-oriented and community-driven. This year, Calgary Reggaefest will be hosted from August 18th to 19th at the Shore Millennium Park. Today, folks, we will be featuring a local Calgarian artist, Miss Vanya Henry. Our aim will not be just to educate you about reggae music, but to also give you insight into the local Calgarian music scene. Let us first start off by learning a little bit about Vanya Henry's background. Keep in mind, folks, that her first album was released on July 18th, 2017, just over a week ago.
Yeah.
Vanya Nicole Henry was born in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and is of Trinidadian heritage. Both parents from Trinidad.
Yes.
Excellent. Soca country. She has sung a variety of genres in 2 gospel choirs, as a backup singer in a variety band, and also a reggae band, Activate. However, the genre that she most wishes to express herself in is in jazz. While growing up, she was able to enjoy legendary singers such as Dinah Washington, Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, Nat King Cole, and Frank Sinatra. Vanya is paying tribute to some of the legendary singers, lyricists, and composers as a thank you letter for the joy that gave her on her debut album, Love Legacies. Vanya, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here at one of our Calgary Reggaefest podcast series, and the very first one. I got a promo CD from you about a couple days before the release, July 18th, and I must say I was taken aback. I've known you for quite some time, probably almost a year to 2 years or something like that, and I never knew you had such beautiful vocal capability. Wow, I bought your album, I listened to the promo CD several times, I also bought your album on iTunes, and I also downloaded it on Spotify. So apparently you can also get it on Amazon and CD Baby, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent. And your background, actually you have a lot of background in reggae music. So you used to be part of the local band which is actually performing at the Calgary Reggaefest, Activate.
Yes.
And I have been hearing a little bit of rumblings, a bit of an inside joke, I guess, the Activate crew talking about you getting kicked out of Shaggy's limo. Shaggy? Like Shaggy, the reggae singer?
Yeah, Shaggy, the real Shaggy.
Oh my god. I'm even sweating from laughing from the joke.
Yeah, I don't drink. I don't drink anymore.
Tell the kids that. Stay away from alcohol, kids.
Yeah, and so, back then I used to drink, but not a lot. I wasn't an alcoholic or anything. I was a lightweight. And so I had probably maybe 2 or 3 drinks. And that was enough to, get me really happy. And I made some bad choices. And the bad choice at that point was...
Haven't we all?
I went to the show. I went to support Activate and my former members that were in that. And they were opening for Shaggy. And it was a performance downtown in a tent and outside. And so I was there. I enjoyed the show. Everything was great. Shaggy was performing. And then I decided near the end that I wanted to meet Shaggy. But you see, I had those 2-3 glasses. And
Was that rum?
No, it was wine even. That's how much of a lightweight I was. Because I never drank a lot to begin with. And so I decided, for whatever reason, it made sense to just go into his limo. And I knew Activated. Like, they knew me. I was in the band. I could have just asked, can I have an introduction to Shaggy? Can you introduce me? But no.
But you just had to be adventurous.
I wasn't thinking is what it was. I made a bad choice, which was to get into his limo and wait for him. No, I didn't have any groupie intentions. I honestly just wanted to meet him, and so I got into the back seat. The chauffeur was not there. He was a little ways away. And he had his back turned, and I got in the back, and I waited patiently because I was patient. And but then it was near the end, and the chauffeur came back, and he was doing a safety check around the limo, safety first, and he saw me in the limo.
Was he the mean buff dude?
No, he wasn't.
Bodyguard style?
You know what? He looked like a really nice man that got really angry quick.
Oh boy!
And he was like, "What are you doing in here? Get out!" And I was like, "Okay." And I got out of there.
That is so funny.
Yeah, and to this day I have not met Shaggy, and he probably wondered when the chauffeur told him about this story, if he told him at all, who that was. Well, that was me. Yeah. But you know what? With Activate, that was a really good time. The reason why I wasn't in it at the time was I had left to go and teach English. And at that time, myself and the other backup singer, Nkechi, Odina Seal, I call her Ketch for short. We both decided to leave at the exact time because things had changed with her as well. But it was a very good experience, and I learned a lot while I was with Activate.
Yeah, I heard that Don mentioned your names a couple times because Don is the founder of Activate, and he's also part of the Calgary Reggaefest board. And you guys had a good relationship when you were there.
Yeah, we did.
You learned a lot. Don seems like a very he stresses a lot on originality of music and all that stuff.
And that's very big with Don. And the thing about it is that he wrote all of the music we performed.
Wow.
It was all originals. We didn't do covers. And I mean, I'm not
a lot of
knocking that.
bands seem to draw the crowds.
Right, with the covers.
With the covers, like Bob Marley covers or like famous
And
famous
there's
reggae
nothing
singers.
wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing
That's
wrong
impressive.
with that. And it's great that an audience, like when they want to sing along, they know this song or that song, so they'll request things. But in his band, he actually did just his originals. And so I learned a lot about that and just the importance of having originals and the importance of owning your masters. I mean, he was another person that supported this. Prince, of course, was my number one person for the importance of owning your masters. And as well as another friend that I have in my life. But Don, very much so. He performed we all performed his originals from beginning to end.
So you were a backup singer with Activate at the
Yes,
time.
I
And you
was.
were there for about 2 years, I understand?
Yes, for about 2 years.
So you do have a good reggae foundation before the jazz.
Yes.
You grew up in a household that played a lot of jazz music and were exposed to a lot of jazz music by your parents.
My parents, they were into jazz, and especially my dad. My dad owned a lot of vinyl records of legendary singers, and with composers and whatnot on there that were just absolutely amazing. And I used to listen to them, and I always had a love for jazz. And so I did.
Love legacies.
Yes, exactly. And and that's the album, right?
Beautiful name.
The album is covers, but jazz standards, as they're called, jazz. They're standards of these legendary songs, and it's a love album. It's all love songs, and yes, and it's legacies. That's why I named it Legacies, because of the standards. And so I always had that love for jazz.
That's awesome. And keep in mind, I mean, reggae and jazz there's so many collaborative work. I can name a few artists like Dean Fraser, Paris Hammond, Taurus Riley. Those guys incorporate a lot of jazz music into their own reggae music. So why has it taken so long for you to debut this album? If you've been singing for, I don't know, like since you were a girl, I guess.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing
young
about
child.
it is that I was in a choir when I was younger, the church choir.
Yeah.
I was in a choir later on in life, actually, at the same time overlapping with the time that I was a backup singer with Activate. I was in another choir. I also did a variety band, and you're doing everything from Motown, like R&B, rock.
So variety
just
means
a
multi-genre.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
a multitude of genres, definitely. And but at the end of it all, I just wanted to do jazz. Like I just wanted to do it.
So that's where your passion lies.
Right. And
Yeah.
so the last time that I had the opportunity to be the lead singer, to become the lead singer of the variety band I was in, I decided, no, I'm going to pursue jazz.
Excellent.
And so, yeah, it's
And
been a journey.
So you worked with a lot of local Calgarian business people. Can you name a couple people here you worked with to produce that album, and people who on the instrumentals?
Yes, definitely. Okay, as far as I did this.
And we can probably delve in some more details when we play the individual songs in a bit,
sure.
folks. So hold on.
Yeah, but this was recorded at the Beach Audio Production Studios.
Okay.
I did it under the label of Illusion Music, which is owned by Alicia A. Young, and so she was the executive producer on this, and Lanny Williamson is normally the executive producer, but in this case he is another producer. Like they're both producers on here, and so basically with Lanny Williamson, he brings an extensive amount of experience, knowledge with him. He's done greats, like he's done Oscar Peterson, he's done Ben E. King, he's done huge names, even Common he's actually produced. And so at that team there, it's the team of the Beach actually is Alicia A. Young. Lanny is the owner of the studio, and then Derek. Now, correct me. I think I'm getting this. I think I'm good at it now. Sylvestra. Right? Yeah, I'm getting good at spelling it. A great, awesome chief engineer. Kay Cardinal, who's the creative director at the Beach. And we also have Carl Mima. He's the CFO, Chief Financial Officer. And the reason, and he's very important too. He keeps the lights on. He keeps good things going, right? And
Excellent.
so he's a person behind the scenes that is very important. And so, yeah, I did that. And as far as the musicians are concerned, I have Timothonius Alai on piano. I've got Robbie, well actually it's Robson Maurice, but he goes by Robbie Mr. Drums as one of the drummers. Then the other drummer is actually Luis El Pena Tovar, and he actually does the Latin feel songs on there that you
We'll get to
love.
that, folks.
Yes, he does congas, he does a little bit of drum, a little bit of guru. I don't know if that's the way you say it, but just some percussion in general. He does this percussion for the Latin feel songs. And also Lisa Jacobs, she does electric bass on there for me for the Latin feel songs. And Lisa Jacobs, actually, you guys would have known who she is. She actually performed with Jan Arden the last day of Stampede at the Grandstand show. She's phenomenal. Oliver Miguel, oh my God, sweet jazz on this. And he does alto, soprano, and tenor. He does all three of those. Specializes in, well, I guess you can't say specializes. It's that everybody knows him for the soprano saxophone, and he's phenomenal. And you'll see him around town, and with different bands. It's just phenomenal.
So
and then
how many tracks are on the album?
Okay. Oh, I'm missing a couple people. I'm missing Cody Hutchinson. He's upright bass, and I'm missing. Who am I missing? Okay, wait. I know we're stumped for time, but I just want to make sure I get everyone. Oh, Ralph Bushmeyer on guitar, and Gus Moberg on guitar.
Nice.
So yes, I'm sorry. It's 7 songs on the album.
Yeah.
7 of my favorite songs. I have a lot of favorites, but these ones are
Well, I
favorites.
extracted
Yeah.
3 of your 7 favorite songs,
Oh,
so we can
okay.
play it during the podcast.
All right.
And we're gonna start off with the number 1 track,
Okay.
Almost Like Being in Love.
Okay.
Just gonna have a little bit extract from the song.
Okay.
You can sing along as you like, Brian.
What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing.
Wow, wow, wow. Folks, that is Vanya Henry on Love Legacies.
Yes, that's almost like being in love.
Pull up me selector.
Yes.
Let's go to the second one. And
Okay.
to be honest, I think this is probably one of my favorite ones. I don't know, should we go into a background story of why did you select to do a cover of this song
Okay,
before?
what song is it that you're going to play?
It's called Nature Boy.
Ah.
It's probably my favorite song.
Okay, Nature Boy, I had this wild idea, and so basically everybody knows Nature Boy from especially Nat King Cole, sorry. Nat King Cole. I should probably take a drink of water, just make sure everything is moist in there.
It is quite hot out there today, folks. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it's
there.
beautiful, but it's hot in here.
It's causing
So-
a stir right there.
There's some fanning for you.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Nature Boy is normally done as a ballad. And I did the first part, section A, as a ballad. But then it goes into a Latin feel, the second part.
I absolutely love that.
Oh, yes.
And you can hear the steel pans.
Yes.
Steel pans from Trinidad and Tobago.
Because I was like, you know what? I have to have steel pans somewhere on here because that's my heritage, right? And Chris Copeland actually is another person on the album that I missed earlier that is doing the steel pan on Nature Boy, and you're gonna absolutely love. Well, you've heard it. It's beautiful, and so you've got sax there with Oliver Miguel. You've got the percussion with Luis El Pana Tavar, and then you've got Lisa Jacobs playing electric bass. And so with all of them, we switch into this awesome Latin feel with a little bit of Caribbean flavor.
Excellent.
Right? And
Let's get
listen
into
to
it.
Let's listen to it.
Feel free to dance to it.
I just might have to.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea. Little shy and sad of eye, but very
This track is lit. Feeling hot, hot, hot. And we're feeling hot in there.
Yes, love that song. Love it.
Wow.
Yes, they did. The guys did such an awesome, and girl, Lisa Jacobs, I can't forget her. But you know, Chris Copeland with his steel pan, it's just awesome hearing everything come together. Yeah, and it's just this conversation that happens between the instruments. It's just beautiful. Yeah.
Very, very, very beautiful song. Probably my favorite one. I like to draw an analogy to you and a famous female reggae artist, and that singer is Itana, and she'll be performing at the Calgary Reggaefest. She's a very powerful singer, and you yourself a very powerful singer. Are you familiar with Itana and the music? And
you know, I was recently introduced to her, and I actually was doing some research on her, and I can't believe how. First of all, she's the first female reggae singer to be recognized, like with a Grammy, I think that she got.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's like just the history with her. Like she had been doing things. She had been in other bands and whatnot. Kind of doing it
dubbed AKA the strong one.
Yes. And so she's just wonderful, great voice, and yeah, she's from Jamaica. You know.
But as a female in the musical scene, and you know, reggae music being very dominated by the males. Yes, that is very impressive work. Folks, let's just get a little bit of a background from Itana, just so you know where Itana is coming from. So she hails from St. Andrews, Jamaica, and she's dubbed aka the Strong One, and she's been in the musical scene since 2006. Her debut album, The Strong One, which included a smash hit, and we will play this one very soon, Wrong Address, received heavy radio play and reached #1 on several Jamaican charts. Itana has blessed us with 4 soulful reggae albums, amazing voice just like Varnia. Considering that this genre has been primarily dominated by a male artistry. Her accolades include the Strong One album, which is nominated for the MOBO Awards Reggae Album, and her 4th album, Free Expressions and Better Tomorrow, initially entered the Billboard Top Reggae Albums chart at #7, but reached top of the charts in its 2nd week of release. Itana is the first female reggae artist to top the reggae Billboard charts in over 15 years. If that is an inspiration right there, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So let's have the very first excerpt of Itana's smash hit, Wrong Address. And there it goes, folks.
Today, but when I'm sending an application, then say, if this is where you really reside, please step outside. She asked them why, and they replied, we don't want no trouble. We don't want no trouble, no day.
Wow, wow, wow. That is Itana's Wrong Address. Do you feel the energy from that track? Did I hear a bit of jazz in there too? On the instrumental side?
It's very nice, easy going, kind of laid back kind of music.
Acoustic vibe. Let's go on to another track by Itana. And that one was a pretty big hit. I Am Not Afraid. You might be familiar with that one too, Varnia.
Coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me laughs, wanna give me bling, wanna give me all the material things. I hear them talking about what the world has to offer. Girl, what you doing? Don't you see what they have done to Bedouin and Marcus, Jesus and all of the prophets? But I'm not afraid. No.
I am not afraid. That is powerful
Yes.
lyrics from the strong one herself, Itana. Folks, please check it out on Calgary Reggaefest on the 18th for the 19th. Come down and check out Itana. And let's grab one more song from Itana, and this is probably one of my favorite ones. It's a collaboration between her and Albarosi, but you can find it on Itana's album, The Strong One. And this one is called Blessing. Have to hear something about love with reggae music. Easy skanking. Wow, wow, wow. Folks, wouldn't you just want to have a collaboration between Vanya and Itana? That would be like the ultimate showdown of female singers on a track. Man, that would be lit.
That would be awesome. That would be. I would enjoy that. I
Man,
really enjoy that.
I'm just like, I think I have goosebumps like, on me right now just hearing like you guys' voice. Please, folks, come check out Itana at Calgary Reggaefest on going from the 18th to the 19th at Shaw Millennium Park. But in the meantime, we can't get a collaboration with Itana and Vanya, so you'll have to check out Vanya Henry's debut album released just over a week ago called Love Legacies. It's available on iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, and you can also purchase a CD from her directly.
Yes,
so please feel free to do that, and you can also get it signed. I got mine signed because it was recently my birthday, and I got a very nice note from Vanya. I almost fainted reading that note. Anyway, folks, any final comments, Vanya, before we wrap this up?
Oh, well, you know what? I just hope everybody comes out to Reggaefest 2017, and you guys are going to enjoy a wonderful variety of a lineup and wonderful food and vendors to buy some wonderful things. Come on out. It'll be great weather. I know it will be.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vanya, for being here with us today. Folks, please don't forget to check out the Calgary Reggaefest on the 18th to the 19th at the Shaw Millennium Park. And here is our impressive star lineup of singers. So we have Activate, which Vanya was a part of. We have Albino. We have Anti-Doping, one of the cult classics, Latin classics, reggae classics. Itana, Hardcore. We have Jason Wilson, Kirk Diamond, Linya Wilkes, Louis Culture, the original Gangali, Lyndon John X, Mad Rhythm, Natural Fire, Oral Fuentes, Powerhouse Band, also known as the Calgarian Band, Pressure Bus Pipe, and Steel. There is also a free reggae talk open to the general public featuring Dr. Jason Wilson, who's a two-time Juno Awards nominee on August 17th. So please check that out on our Facebook page, on our Calgary Reggaefest Facebook page. This lecture will also explore and explain deep roots of reggae, integrating also jazz music and it'll impact of reggae music on the Canadian landscape. So it was a real pleasure talking to you, Vanya, and I was absolutely blown away by your musical capability. And folks, please check out Vanya's music. And thank you so much for tuning in to the Calgary Reggaefest podcast series. This was Volume 1. Please don't forget to check out also our playlist on Spotify for this podcast series. It is named Calgary Reggaefest Podcast Series Playlist Volume 1. It was a pleasure having you here on this beautiful, warm day. Cheers, adios, blessings. Have a great day, folks. Peace and love.